I'd also like to go over a few housekeeping norms to make sure our meeting will go smoothly as planned. Next slide, please. First, please keep your microphones on mute. So right now we have one participant who's on unmute. May I request po na i-mute po natin ang ating mga sarili. Ayan. Please keep your microphones on mute when not speaking to avoid any unnecessary background noise. Second, let's show respect for and courtesy to other participants. Third, kindly listen intently and attentively to the speaker so we'll have a better understanding of what this orientation is all about. And lastly, feel free to ask questions and or clarifications. And you may also send in your questions later during the open forum po. Since may technical difficulty po tayo sa ating chat feature, so later po sa ating open forum, we might use yung raise hand button po. Rest assured that we will collect this and address them po later sa ating open forum. Please also be informed that this online meeting is recorded and all information gathered will be solely used for purposes of documentation and other related matters. And lastly, kung nakikita nyo pong may take control button po tayo sa taas, may request po na to avoid clicking yung take control para hindi po mawala ang ating presentation. Now to officially begin our program for today's orientation, we will now have our opening prayer. Let us remember that we are in the most holy presence of God. Father God, thank you for allowing us today to gather and be able to share our knowledge and time with one another in this meeting. We pray that you would deepen our comprehension, broaden our thinking, and guide us in understanding of what we are about to discuss today. Bless our colleagues in DepEd as we work for a better quality education amidst the pandemic. May you also bestow your blessings after this meeting so that we may be able to perform our roles and responsibilities in the spirit of your love and generosity. Amen. Again, welcome to the orientation meeting on school year 2021 to 2022 enrollment guidelines. For this session, we are joined by the PPRD chiefs, SGOD chiefs, region and division planning officers, and senior education program specialists for planning and research of regions Mimaropa, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, for a quick attendance check from the regions mentioned, may we request po to give a reaction. So for Mimaropa, may we get a heart reaction. For Region 5 naman po yung raise hand button. For Region 6 yung thumbs up button po natin. And then for 7, yung haha or yung smiley natin. Sa Region 8 naman po ay yung clap or yung applause reaction natin. Ayan, maraming salamat po. Again, thank you for attending the second cluster. And before we formally begin, flashed on your screen is the outline of our program. Next slide, please. All right, as you can see, after our opening, we will have the orientation proper. Previous slide, please. All right, so while waiting for the presentation, as I was saying, we will have our presentations later for the orientation proper. Now, without further ado, may I call on the Director of Planning Service, Director Roger B. Masapol, for our welcoming remarks and orientation objectives. So may we all give him a big round of virtual applause.
Silhouette. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, rather, everyone from regions, ano nga ba tong regions, Darla? Joanne, what are the regions in this call?
Sir. Yes po, Mimaropa, regions 5, 6, 7, and 8 po.
Yeah, so, maray na aga sa mga Bicolano. Ano ba yung sa Bisaya yung good afternoon.
Maayong hapon.
Maayong hapon.
Maayong hapon sa tanan.
Sa tanan. All right. So this is the second cluster of our orientation for the school year 2021-2022 enrollment guidelines. So if we recall, last year we implemented a totally different enrollment guidelines from a pure face-to-face enrollment, we shifted to a pure distance or remote enrollment. We are hoping sana that this school year 2021-2022, we can go back to the normal way of enrolling our kids or enrolling our brothers and sisters. Pero of course, because of the extended, prolonged visit of COVID coronavirus in the country, we are again adapting the remote enrollment strategy. So basically, we are adapting the previous year's procedures, but we will introduce some modifications just to address the difficulties that we encountered and issues that we encountered last school year. So as you all know, we have successfully implemented, and thank you very much for your cooperation last year, because we have surpassed our targets. Our targets last year is 80%, at least 80% of enrollees last year were able to enroll, but our actual enrollment is actually is 96%. So that's all because of your cooperation and your best effort. So now, the next slide, we will be discussing the guidelines for the enrollment for next school year, which is about to start on Monday. The official start of our enrollment for next school year is on Monday, August 16. Ano? So that's the official date. So that will start on Monday. So we will be highlighting the features of the new or the enhanced enrollment guidelines. And then we will be accepting or responding to your concerns and queries so that we can clarify some of the issues. The number, where's the slide? And I don't know what's the next. So yeah, so I guess we can, Joanne, who is projecting the slide?
Sir Jonas, may I request po to avoid clicking the take control button na wala po yung ating presentation. Thank you, sir. And Darla, request lang din po na ibalik yung ating presentation. Salamat po.
Yeah, so number 2, provide guidance to the regional offices and school division offices for the smooth facilitation of enrollment for 2021-2022. I know dahil sa experience natin last year, medyo bago talaga yon, and then we will still adapt it. Alam ko na hindi na gaanong mahirap ang mangyayari ngayong enrollment. So the division, the region will be a support system to the school during the enrollment period. So the enrollment period will start on Monday, and then you will start reporting the quick counts of your enrollment until September 12 or September 17. And then by September 13, we will be shifting from enrollment count in our system, the quick counts, to our official beginning of school year module in the LIS. Next slide. Okay, so I guess that's about it, the objective. So I would like to again appreciate the efforts of our people from the field, especially our partners in SGUD, the Planning and Research section in the SGUD, our partners in the PPRD at the region, and then our planning officers, and then our SEPs for research in the Planning and Research unit of every division. And then I know you will be conducting the orientation also to echo this orientation to your respective schools, which are the school heads and teachers. So we will be sharing the slides that we will be using in this orientation so that you can use it for your respective orientation schedule. So with that, thank you very much, Juan, and thank you everyone. Good luck to the orientation.
Alright po. Thank you, Director Roger, and I hope sa lahat po sa atin dito, naging malinaw po ang objectives natin sa orientation for today. And we are joined by the representatives from the Educational Management Information System Division, or MSD, as well as from the Office of the Director for the discussion of the enrollment guidelines. Now, for the first part of our orientation, we will discuss the policy rationale and MLESF features, particularly the facilitation, collection, and tabulation using the summary matrix. So let us now call Sir Ariel Tandingan from MSD. Sir Ariel, you may now have the screen. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Maayong hapon sa tanan. Okay. Can we just turn off na lang po muna yung video so that the presentation will see po yung ano. Thank you. I'll just share the presentation. Okay. Nakikita na po? Okay. So this is the guidelines on enrollment for school year 2021-2022 in the context of continuing national public health emergency due to COVID-19. So this is on the final draft. Eventually, after this orientation, we will issue the policy signed by the secretary. So the MSD, MSD Planning Service is the responsible for the establishment of guidelines and standards on the management of basic education data and in providing statistical reports and analysis and ensurely timely, accurate, and relevant basic education statistics for the purpose of planning, allocation of resources, policy development, and the like. So yung mga hindi pa po nakakaalam sa MSD, that's our function po. So amid the continuing national public health emergency due to COVID-19, the battle cry of the department is that learning shall continue and find ways to improve the provision of learning opportunities to all Filipino learners. This policy provides a range of options to facilitate the enrollment of learners in all public schools in basic education and excuse me. Paki-turn off lang po yung sound po. Thank you very much. And alternative learning system programs nationwide. SUC and LUCs offering basic education and private schools are encouraged to adopt this policy to their specific context. So this guideline shall govern only for the school year 2021-2022 enrollment. And for this, we need to prioritize the health and safety of all that will be involved in the enrollment process. So sabi nga ni Robert Chick, your health and well-being should be your #1 priority. Nothing else is more important. Enrollment process that is efficient and maintain excellent level of data accuracy for realistic assessment and decision making. So this is the instruction to parents or guardians and enrollees. So according to the draft guidelines, for incoming grades 1 to 6, grade 8 to 10, and grade 12, learners will be contacted by the school, preferably through previous advisors for remote enrollment procedures. However, parents or guardians may also reach out to their child's advisor for enrollment through the contact numbers published by the school. So halos ganun pa rin po yung mangyayari for the from the last school year na magkakaroon pa rin po tayo ng remote enrollment. We will use still the online platforms to enroll our learners po. While for incoming kindergarten, grade 7 and 11, parents of incoming kindergarten, grade 7 and 11 learners shall communicate or reaffirm their intent to enroll their children to a school of their choice via digital and or physical enrollment platforms established by schools, which is similar procedure during the early registration. For transferring naman po, learners planning to transfer from one school to another shall directly contact the receiving school through its published enrollment contact details. Previous advisor is no longer required to facilitate submission of the modified learner enrollment survey form of learner that is about to transfer to another school. So ulitin ko lang po that yung mga transferee po ay directly na po siya makikipag-ugnayan sa school na papasukan niya po. So the previous advisor is no longer required to facilitate of the MLESF. Also, for balik-aral enrollees, all balik-aral enrollees shall directly contact their preferred school for enrollment. The receiving school shall register enrollees enrollment and survey data. So, ganun din po ang balik-aral, hindi na po yung previous school niya ang tatanggap ng MLESF, but yung current school year na papasukan niya for school year 2021-2022. For ALS enrollees or the Alternative Learning System enrollees may communicate their intent to enroll via digital and or physical enrollment platforms established by schools and barangays with community learning centers. So we will use now the modified ALS Form 2. So it will be shown later. Shall be used for this purpose, consistent with the DepEd Order number 58 series of 2017. And this form will also be made available in digital and physical format. So for the next process, for the protocol for enhanced general enrollment, so for the pre-data collection, the school shall designate school enrollment focal person or the SEFP, grade level enrollment chair or the GLEC, and the ALS enrollment focal person. School heads shall designate a school enrollment focal person who will oversee the overall conduct of enrollment in the school. So for very large, and medium schools, pwede po tayo mag-assign ng grade level enrollment chair designated by the school head to facilitate smooth implementation of enrollment procedure in the respective grade levels. So the grade level enrollment chair shall receive all the modified learner enrollment survey form and turn them over to prospective class advisors who will then review and summarize result data using the modified learner enrollment survey form summary matrix form. Sabi dito that the previous class advisors shall inform their previous advisory class of the need to accomplish the MLESF for school year 2021-2022. So kung tatanungin po natin if kailangan pa nilang update nung kanilang LESF for previous school, yes po, kailangan po because may mga nadagdag rin po tayong mga data elements for that. Kaya po ginawa po siyang modified learner enrollment survey form for school year 2021-2022. All schools are directed to receive all accomplished ALS enrollment form in their locality. School heads may designate the ALS enrollment focal person, particularly in schools hosting a school-based ALS class. Usually naman po, kung may mga malalapit naman po mga community learning centers within a school or nasa loob po siya ng school yung mga yung ating mga AEFP, na ALS enrollment focal person. Off lang po yung mic. Sir, yung sound po. Okay, thank you. The designated ALS enrollment focal person shall receive all the accomplished ALS enrollment forms and shall coordinate with their division ALS coordinator in processing the ALS enrollment forms. So yun po yung mga gagawin po ng SEFP or the school enrollment focal person, grade level enrollment chair, and the ALS enrollment focal person. So next po natin, letter B, establish digital and physical enrollment platforms. The SDOs and schools shall make the modified learner enrollment and survey forms available both in digital and print form. Kung mapapansin niyo po, nandun na rin po siya sa ating LIS dashboard, yung ating MLESF in Tagalog and in English po. So digital format of the MLESF shall be made accessible or downloadable from the websites of the central office, regional offices, schools division offices, and schools. It shall also be made available in the LIS support page, which sabi nga natin kahapon na deploy na po natin siya, na you can download it directly dun sa ating LIS support page. In coordination with barangay officials, school may facilitate drop-box enrollment through setting up booths and or kiosks in front of the school. In every barangay hall and other visible locations that are accessible to parents and guardians for the distribution of printed modified learner enrollment survey forms, along with enrollment procedures and contact details, and for the retrieval of the accomplished MLESFs. So the process shall strictly adhere to the minimum health and safety standard defined by the IATF. So ganun pa rin po, like we did last year na naglagay lang po tayo ng mga booths or kiosks sa mga barangay hall and sa mga visible locations, and andun rin yung pagre-retrieve at the same time yung pagsasubmit ng ating mga parents or learners ng kanilang modified learner enrollment survey form. The regional office and SDO shall maintain or activate hotlines that they are established during last year's enrollment period, or set up other communication lines that are dedicated for offline balik eskwela to disseminate information and respond to queries on enrollment procedure. Ayun. So yun nga, we need to emphasize actually sa mga schools natin na yung kanilang contact number or the email addresses po ng mga dapat po isasubmit ng mga MLESF. Lalo na po sa SDOs and regions po. For letter C po, deferred deadlines for submission of documentary requirements. So in recognition of the difficulties presented by the current public health emergency and the guidelines set by the IATF, deadlines for the submission of documentary requirements under Section 5A of the DepEd Order Number 3 Series of 2018 shall be deferred to December 31, 2021. This shall apply to both public and private schools. Only schools and their personnel shall coordinate the transmission of learners' record, whether internally or externally. As such,
Layo pagani kaayo ang submission of documentary requirements December 31, 20.
Yes po, December 31, 2021. So the underline sentence po is schools shall not compel learners and their parents or guardians to take responsibility for transmission of school records. So ayan po, maliwanag po yan sa ating lalabas na guidelines on the DepEd order about that enrollment process for school year 2021-2022. Letter D. So for the letter D, yan, option to transmit electronic electronic format and scan copy of credential document for specific grade levels for grade 6 and 10 completers who already enrolled in grade 7 and 11 respectively. So transmission of scan copy of Form 137 or the school Form 10 together with other supporting or attached document to the receiving school is an option. So sabi nga po rito, option lang po. Kasi as stated in the previous slide, we have hanggang December 31 to defer the submission of those documents. So sabi, provided that the request was made through LIS portal, tracking or transfer facility as is instructed in DepEd Order 54 Series of 2016 or the guidelines on the request and transfer of learners' school records. So later on, it will be emphasized by the next speakers. So official emails also shall be used in sending or receiving by both schools. The option to transmit scanned credential or document through official email instead of sending hard copy of document is also applicable for kinder completers who opted to transfer and enroll into grade 1 in another school. ALS mobile teachers may also use this option in sending electronic or scanned copy of the portfolio assessment passage certificate for elementary and junior high school completer who enrolled in grade 7 and 11 respectively. Option lang po natin this documentary requirement. But still, magpe-prevail pa rin the previous slide na may deferment tayo up to December 31, 2021. Letter E po, disseminate information and enrollment procedure. DepEd shall disseminate information on the enrollment procedures to the public through print, social media, radio, and television. Schools shall publish the contact number of schools and or the designated teachers for queries and enrollment procedures. So we need to disseminate all the necessary
Ma'am Jovi,
Dira na nato ito. Okay.
Sir Ariel, medyo nawala po kayo.
Ay, nagkaroon kayo madungog ka na dito. Iop na.
Sir Ariel po, siguro na-disconnect lang po saglit at our technical issues. So while waiting for Sir Ariel, reminder lang po to please keep in mind if you are on mute or unmuted po para hindi po tayo na kaka-interrupt sa nagpe-present. Thank you everyone.
Joanne, can you
Sir, yes po.
flash ng ng
dito
presentation?
na po, sir. Sorry po na wala po ata yung connection.
Yes po. Go ahead Sir Ariel. Thank you po.
Hanggang sa data collection and reporting or letter B na po ba ako? Noon nawala?
continue na Ariel.
Okay. For letter B po, the data collection through the initiative of parents or guardians, schools shall provide specific instructions on how parents or guardians of prospective enrollees may contact the school through the designated school enrollment focal persons. Once contacted by the parents or guardians of prospective enrollees, designated school enrollment focal person shall facilitate the collection of data and information data stipulated in these guidelines through the grade level enrollment chair. The SEFPs shall accommodate inquiries and facilitate data collection as remotely as possible, whether via phone call, SMS, or social media, even the Facebook Messenger, whichever is mutually convenient for both parties, sa parents at the same time sa schools. Okay. For letter C, through established digital and physical platforms, the schools shall provide specific instructions to guide the submission of enrollment and survey forms by the parents or guardians of prospective enrollees, especially the transferees, kindergarten, balik-aral learners, and ALS learners who obtain the modified learner enrollment survey form from enrollment booths or kiosks. Okay. Ipakita ko po i-share ko po yung modified learner enrollment survey form. Ilan po? So this is now the modified learner enrollment survey form. So from the for letter A, grade level and school information. So this is all about the school information, the school year, the kung yung learner ay no LRN or with LRN, if it is yung learner ay returning or balik aral, grade level to enroll, last grade level completed, last school year completed, last school attended, the school ID, the school address, school type, if it is
Sir Ariel, I think nawala po ulit kayo.
Joan, sino ba ang nagpo-project?
Si Sir Ariel din po, sir.
May copy ba kayo ng presentation niya?
Ito pong survey form, wala po.
Oh.
Pero tingnan po namin kung makukuha namin quickly.
Ngayon na yan si Ariel. Ano ba nangyayari, Ariel?
Sir, nasa CO naman po ako. Baka po yung connection natin sa CO.
Sige, go ahead.
Okay po. For the student information, we need the PSA, kung may PSA.
Yeah. So may I continue the discussion of Ariel. Dito sa PSA birth certificate number. Pag sinabing PSA, ito po yung former NSO. So ibig sabihin, kahit ito ay luma na birth certificate, nakalagay NSO, pwede po yun. Birth certificate na PSA, pwede po yun. And birth certificate na galing sa local civil registrar, pwede po yun. And then, so po yun. So basta ang po natin, isang beses lang po hihingi ng school ang birth certificate ng bata. Kasi we get feedback na yung birth certificate, taon-taon po hinihingi ng mga school, hindi po ganun yun. Ang design po ng ating policy is that yung birth certificate ay nawala. Ang slide.
Oh, sir, I'll just use my cellphone po kasi ayaw po ata ng
Ariel, pakisend kay Joan yung pinipresent mo para siya mag-project.
Sige,
Kasi
sir.
kung mawala ka, somebody can take your place.
Sige po, sir. Ito na po, sir. Sinend ko na po kay Raisa. Pa-project na lang, Miss Raisa.
Nalis ba tayo?
Salita.
Raisa, okay na po?
Wait lang, sir.
Okay, sige.
Pending na po yung file.
Okay. Nawawala kasi yung sa connection ata natin sa CO.
Siguro, Ariel, i-highlight na lang yung mga major changes sa MLESF. Kasi
Okay,
aware naman sila dyan. Kasi konti lang naman ang nabago dito. Sige, go ahead.
Okay po, sir. So that's for the student information po. So the same question pa rin naman po yung belonging to the indigenous people, kung ano pong IP community niya, the mother tongue, religion, email address, and for the learners with special educational needs. So ano po yung learner special educational needs niya, if it is physical, mental, social disability, medical condition, giftedness among others. And kung may assistive technology devices po yung available at home, such as Braille, screen reader, or DC. Then the address of the learner. Yung sa letter C naman po, the letter C, the parent or guardian information. Pakitaas lang guys. Ayan. The same question po for father, mother, and guardian. We need to answer po yung highest educational attainment po ng father, mother, or guardian from the no formal schooling to up to the technical vocational. And we need to get the contact numbers or email address. Then yung last question po niya is your family a beneficiary of 4Ps. Then ito yung questions pa rin na how many of your household members are studying in school year 2021-2022. So the same question po for last year. Apuntahan na lang po natin yung letter E. The letter E, the limited face-to-face. So may question po tayo ngayon na in case limited face-to-face classes will be allowed, are you willing to allow your child or children to participate? So mag-answer lang po tayo ng yes or no. So sa ito naman po, if the answer is no, please select only one major consideration or state specific reason. So ang mga option is fear of getting infected of coronavirus, helping in family business or working, limited or no available transportation from home to school and vice versa, existing illness or health-related concerns, helping in household chores, and presence of armed conflict in the area. So kung wala pong nabanggit dyan, you can specify po dun sa other kung bakit po natin in-answer yung no. Then ito na po yung certification ng above information given true and correct, signed by the parent or guardian in the date of accomplishment. Then for the class advisor na yung dulo, date of official enrollment, so month, date, and year. So yung iba po for the private schools na usually nag-start na sila ng August or earlier than yung sa statement ni President Duterte na ang public school ay mabubukas ng September 13, 2021. So you can answer po yung kung mas earlier po yung pag-open nila. So the grade level, the track for senior high school, kung academic, PBL, or the sports and arts design. So ito po yung modified na LESF. Bryce, punta na lang dun sa last slide. Yung MLESF process. Yung naka-red.
Okay, sir. Pull out ni Darla.
Okay, thank you.
Kita ba, sir?
Yes, yung ano pa lang, email. Yung sa medyo, yung MLESF process. Yan. Yan. For this MLESF process, previous and prospective advisors in the school is expected to work together in facilitating submission of the modified LESF. So sabi dito sa first box, previous advisor contact former learners to facilitate the modified learner enrollment survey form submission. So included po yung kindergarten to grade 5, grade 7 to grade 9, tsaka yung grade 11. Incoming kindergarten, grade 7 and 11, and other transferees shall coordinate and submit the modified learner enrollment survey form to the prospective school. So for the next box po naman, the school enrollment focal persons consolidate the modified learner enrollment survey form, prepare summary, and distribute to prospective advisors to assess completeness and accuracy of the modified learner enrollment survey form. And the last box is the LIS system administrator review completeness and accuracy of MLESF summary data, and then encode to LIS quick facility to be discussed after this. Update summary data on a daily basis from August 16 to September 12, 2021. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Alright, thank you po Sir Ariel for that detailed presentation and kay Sir Roger din po for continuing the survey form a while ago. And again, we will have our open forum after all the presentation. So if you have any questions, you may type them in the chat box or raise them during the open forum. And as of today, meron po akong nakikita naka-raise ng hand. So later po during the open forum, i-address po natin sila. Now, moving on to the next part of the program, we will now discuss the LIS Quick Count Facility. So, particularly po dito, yung access or navigation, yung encoding or updating, and yung brief demonstration naman po. So, let us now call Mr. Deo B. Genito from MSD. Sir Deo, you may now have the floor.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ma'am Joanne, and good afternoon to all, to everyone nakasama sa ating virtual orientation on enrollment guidelines for school year 2021-2022. I-share ko lang po yung screen. Clear po ba, ma'am, yung audio?
Yes, sir. Clear naman po.
Thank you. Yung isa, Marion, yung may reminder. Yan, okay. Thank you again. Thank you very much. Ito po, meron this particular modified learner in enrollment survey form ay meron po tayong facility na gagamitin, no. This is another facility na kailangan dito ilagay at i-process or i-encode yung ating mga datos na makukuha, no. Kaya lang sabi ko nga kanina sa una rin naming session, hindi po ito per learner, no. This is just a summary count per school po ang ilalagay natin, just like our usual quick count module na ginagamit before, no. Ngayon po ito ay magkakaroon tayo ng quick count for modified learner enrollment survey form, no. So may mga specific tables na kailangang i-fill out ng ating mga end users, no. Ngayon, meron po tayong mga reminders again, no. Ang quick count po ay magtatagal tayo hanggang September 12, 2021, no. At nagbukas na po, actually naka-open na po ito sa ating mga school dashboard, no. Pwede nang gamitin, kaya wala pa naman tayong ilalagay ng mga data, no, since hindi pa tayo papagtulog. So, ito ay naka-up na po sa ating mga school account.
Leo, nawala yung presentation.
Oo nga. Sir Marion, yung presentation, please.
Sandali lang po, sir. Nagkakaroon ng difficulty. Sandali lang po.
Pagtanghali, nagkaroon ng issue. Kanina tuloy-tuloy tayo.
Sa akin nga rin po, sir, medyo unstable po ang internet connection. Sir Marian, do you need assistance po? Ayan, okay na po pala.
Okay na tayo. Yan. Okay. Thank you very much, Sir Marion. With me is Sir Marion Gapultos of MSD. No? So again, quick count, LESF quick count is available until September 12. Sabi nga din ni Director kanina, Director Roger, na until September 12 or 13 ito. No? So ganun ka, bali isang buwan tayong magtatrabaho on this particular activity. Ang facility po ay available sa lahat ng ating mga schools, no? To all sectors, no? Public schools, private, and SLUCs. So kasama lahat sila diyan. Yung mga private po na dati po nagse-set ng calendar using the LESF quick count, no need na po sila mag-set na muna ng calendar. Wala pa naman po tayo sa ating BOSI, na actual BOSI natin. Only one answer is required. Just select one applicable combination if more than one condition is appropriate. So meron tayong mamayang mga tables at may mga requirement kung paano po siya i-fill out. Next slide, Sir Marion, please. Next slide, Sir Marion. Wala yata si Sir Marion.
Hello po.
Wala, Sir Marion, yung slide.
Opo. Nagkakaroon po ng glitch yung Teams eh. Sandali na, sir. Ibalik ko po.
Problema.
May problema siguro ang Teams. Next slide. Yan. May mga important reminders, no? Sa kasama rito yung may mga validation po tayo inilagay doon sa loob ng data entry table, no? So, ang meron po tayong tatawaging yung per column natin is ang requirement po is per grade level, no? So, again, ang access po nitong facility na ito ay depende po sa COC, no? Kung elementary dashboard po lalabas, siyempre. Kapag secondary secondary, pag junior high school, senior high school, depende po sa COC yan, no? Ngayon, ang requirement po natin na data per column is 5,000, no, maximum. Pag nag-exceed po dyan siya, babalik po lang ng computer sa 5,000, no, para aware yung end user na masyadong malaki ba ito, mali ba yung ilagay ko. Kasi kung wala po tayong ilalagay na validation process dyan or activity, baka yung 3 digits maging 6 digits, maging 5 digits, so sumusobra. So kailangan din ma-check natin, no? So next slide, please. If value is more than 5,000, data will automatically revert to 5,000. Sinabi ko na po, babalik lang siya sa 5,000 din yung numero. This is per grade level ang input. Total columns will be automatically highlighted if not equal to other tables. So dapat po kasi yung ilalagay natin na datos sa unang table, kung ilan po yung learner na inilagay natin doon, ganun din po dapat ang mga totality ng lahat ng mga tables na ito. So i-guide naman po yan ng facility at i-highlight kung saan po merong discrepancy just in case na nagkaroon po ng gaps, no, between tables sa count. Legends for each table are available for easy reference. So meron tayong legends na mga inilagay sa every table, data entry table. Then ang gagamit lang po nito ay ang school head account and system admin accounts sa ating mga schools. Just like our quick count before. So ito po yung mga mag-a-access sa ating sistema, no? Next slide, Sir Marion. So magla-login na tayo after this at i-guide na namin kayo kung doon sa ating mga data entry dashboards. Nawala ulit. Sir Marion? Na naman, no? Na-stuck. Sir Marion? Pati si Sir Marion nawala din.
Sir Deo, if we may po, si Darla na lang po ang mag-present.
Please. Naipadala naman yung video yata kay Darla.
Yes po. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yan, nasa steps na po tayo para magamit natin yung facility, no? Siyempre, as usual, magla-login tayo as school head or school admin account, no? So, next slide. So pag nag-login na tayo dyan, meron po tayo ritong i-click, no? Yung tinatawag nating LES Quick Count tab, no? Makikita natin yan dito sa third tab, no? after early registration tab. Meron tayong LES quick count tab dyan. No? So pag clinic natin yan, next slide. Yan. Ito na po yung ating tinatawag na, hindi po lahat kasi ng data doon sa form pinick up natin. Ano? May mga requirement, may required tables lang po tayo na gagamitin na ipifill out. No? Ang pag-fill out po nito, hindi po ito by learner. No? Sabi ko nga kanina, summary ng school, no? School summary po ito. So dapat magta-tabulate muna at i-consolidate kung ano yung mga na-gather nating na-retrieve na mga MLESF forms, no? So gagawa pa tayo ng tally sheet dito bago natin siya ilalagay sa ating data entry dashboard, no? For C2, yung father, mother, and guardian, highest educational attainment, i-fill out po natin yan, no? At ang nakalagay po dyan, may rules tayo na i-apply. Only the highest attainment among the three shall be encoded in the table, no? So, kung sino sa tatlo yung pinaka-highest attainment ang na-achieve, yun lang po ang ating i-apply, no? So, bali ang count nito, one learner is one data lang na ilalagay natin. So, kung makikita nyo dito sa tables, sa taas po ay acronym ang nakalagay, pero at below the table ay meron tayong legend, no? Ipalo lang natin dyan yung, for example, yung column number 1 is HEA1, no? That is intended for no formal schooling, no? So may mga equivalent po tayo na nakalagay doon sa taas, no? May legend. Nawala din. Naglolo ko talaga yung ano.
Mukhang Teams po.
Oo.
May problema ngayon.
Po, baka po siguro sa may nagsuggest po baka po sa video, mga naka-open ng videos nila.
Malakas ang video.
Opo, ganun siguro yung nangyayari. Kasi nagre-restart po talaga yung Teams eh.
Nagre-restart siya.
Opo, sir. Siguro pa-off na lang po muna yung mga cams natin. Thank you.
So we hope for your understanding po sa ating technical difficulties.
Pasensya na po tayo. Ganun talaga. Doon na tayo sa C2. C2 ba? C2. Table C2. Yes, next table. Mabibitaw talaga siya. Yan. Okay. So ito na yung sa kanina, no? Sa guardian, ano? Mother and father. Again, sabi ko nga po, isa lang po ang ilalagay natin kung sino po yung merong highest attainment among the three. Among father, mother, or guardian. No? So kung alin lang po yung pinakamataas, yun lang po ang i-apply natin na lalagyan ng tally, no? Or ng data. So yun ang i-consolidate natin. Hindi katulad dati, lahat sila nilagyan natin, binilang. No? Pero ngayon po kasi binago na po yung ating presentation table. Next steps, Marion, ano yung susunod na table? Ito po yung table doon sa ating conditional cash transfer, no? Na question sa ating form. Yes or no lang yan. So this is also by grade level din. Magtataka kayo bakit grade 7 po naka-display hanggang 12 kasi po yung ginamit kong account ay secondary account po yung ginamit dyan na example. If it is elementary school, lalabas po dyan yung kinder down to grade 6. Ano? Sige, next Sir Marion. Tapos yung susunod na table is si 2, no? Number of learners in a household, including the enrollee. Ito po yung nagkamali dito sa title, no? In school year 22-23 nakalagay. Dapat po yan is school year 21-22. Ito po yung pinabago na natin sa system, no? Pero dito sa presentation kasi hindi na rin naihabol. So it should be school year 2021-2022. No? So kung ilan po yung mga bata na nasa isang household doon sa pipill upan nilang MLESF. No? Sige, next, Sir Mark. Ito naman dito is intended for the number of learners in a house. Ay, hindi, tapos na to, Sir Mario, no? Ito na nga yung binago natin na school year, 2021-2022 na yan. Next table. Next table, please. Stop na naman. Nag-i-stop ano? Talagang ano? Ilang tables na lang eh. Malapit na siya. Pangatlo pa yan. Next table yan. Devices available at home that the learner can use for learning, no? So naglagay tayo rito ng ilan to? 11 choices po ito. So ito po yung legend na nasa ilalim na naman ng table. Kung ano po yung ibig sabihin ng DA1, television only. Tapos may mga combination siya na sinagutan, no? Television and cellphone. So diyan po natin itatali yan, no? So next slide, Sir Marion. Way to connect to internet. So ito na naman, iba't ibang meron tayong different ways of connecting to the internet. So ito rin yung mga legend po na nasa ilalim, no? Bantayan mabuti. Baka magkamali tayo ng pagtatali or pagko-consolidate ng ating mga nag-gather na data. Next table. D7. This is intended for the type of distance learning modalities, no? Dito po ay meron din tayong mga requirement na combine na data, no, na kailangan at nasa legend po natin yan. Kanina, napansin nyo, wala ditong blended kasi na nailagay, ano? Ito kasi mga legend na to, ito po ang inilagay lang na legend base doon sa nakalagay sa ating form, no? Wala namang nakalagay kasi blended yata doon because this question is answerable multiple answer, no? Pwede ka mag-multiple answer diyan, no? Kaya ang suggestion ng team kanina, we will add another column for blended, no? Kung wala po sa legend yung choices ng bata dito sa inilagay na mga legends or data requirement, kapag two modalities ay ilalagay na lang po natin sa blended kung hindi po siya ma-include dito sa nakalagay na mga naka-stated legend, no? At wala siya, sa blended na lang po natin siya itatali, no? Hindi nga po napansin kasi doon po sa form yata wala siyang blended na choices, no? Kasi nga ang question is answerable, pwedeng damihan, multiple answers, no? So in this particular table, D7, kapag wala nga po doon sa choices, sa legend, yung sinagot ng bata, at and since this is a two modalities or more, eh dapat lalagyan na lang natin siya sa blended para ma-count yung answer niya, no? So magkakaroon po tayo ng additional at ito po yung na-report na sa ating technical team. And hopefully by tomorrow or within the day ay mai-update na nila yung naka-upload na facility. Next slide, please. The 8, hindi na. Table E. Are you willing to allow your child to participate in limited face-to-face classes? So sabi kanina din sa description ni Sir Ariel, if yes, yes lang siya, no? Doon lang siya sa second column na lalabas na yes lang. Kapag nag-answer ng no, maybe meron siyang mga particular different reasons at pwede nating ilagay yan, babasin na naman tayo doon sa ating legend na ginamit sa ilalim po, no? So ganyan po ang pagtatali. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina, hindi po ito directly i-encode yung mga learner modified learner enrollment survey form. Ito po yung ikitatali at i-consolidate muna at the school level bago po siya ilalagay sa ating dashboard na LESF quick count. Next slide, please. And tapos pag after maka-accomplish na po lahat ng form at wala siyang error, malalaman natin kung mag-e-error, no? I-click lang po natin yung save, no? Yung error naman nalalabas diyan kasi yung validation error in terms of yung validating the total number of answers per tables, no? Dapat pare-pareho yung number nila. So, yan. So, by clicking save, no? Next slide. Pag okay na po yan at na-save na siya, may lalabas po na notification message, no? Successfully submitted at meron siyang lalabas na isang parang bar na kulay blue, no? Na LES quick count data save, no? Kapag na-save na po yan, any time of the day, any day, no? Hanggang until September 12, pwede pong mag-update sa ating system, no? Diyan po natin malalaman pag minomonitor natin, sometimes nababawasan yung naunang na-report, pangalawa, minsan dadagdagan naman, no? Pwede kayong mag-update ng update continuously until September 12, no? Isi-save lang ulit yung pag nag-update kayo, isi-save lang po natin ulit, no? Wala naman po itong tinatawag na closure hangga't hindi po umaabot yung September 12, no? So again, pwede kayo mag-update, mag-edit daily, no? Until ma-reach po natin yung September 12. Next slide, please, Sir Marion. So kung wala na, after saving, for the benefit of our division offices, regional and central office, after 2 weeks po nitong deployment, kung na-deploy sa Monday po, may available na tayo or ngayon, no? After 2 weeks, magkakaroon po tayo ng mga summary dashboards, no? And these summary dashboards will be made available to division, region, and central, no? So namo-monitor natin daily lahat ng summaries na lalabas as required doon sa ating mga data entry tables. So hanggang dyan na lang po muna, and good afternoon to everyone, and salamat po ng marami.
Okay. Thank you po, Sir Deo, for explaining the procedures sa demonstration po natin. And sa assistance din po ni Ms. Darla at ni Sir Marion. Now, for our next part, we will now discuss the enrollment policy, including the eligibility guidelines and documentation requirement or transfer. Also, we will tackle the tracking system and its confirmation and decline aspect. So may I now call on Sir Jonas from the Office of the Director. Sir Jonas, you may now have the floor.
Thank you, Darla. And thank you rin, Joanne, paki-assist sa ating presentation. Magandang hapon po sa inyo, sa aming Director Roger Masapol, kay Mamanet, sa mga chief ng PPRD, SDOD, at ng mga planning officer and SEPs. So kanina nakita natin po sa presentation ni Sir Ariel yung overview ng process simula sa MLESF. Tapos nakita rin natin yung paano siya i-encode doon sa LIS quick count. Now, pag-usapan naman natin kung ano yung i-encode, kung ano yung mga general rule ng enrollment na apply pa rin hanggang ngayon doon sa DO3 at kung ano naman yung mga nagbago. Okay. So simulan natin sa kinder. Okay? Umpisa pa lang. Dami niyo na sigurong naisip na tanong. Okay, cut off ng kinder. Pero bago 'yon, yun muna ang curriculum. Okay, kasi merong sa private school may mga iba't ibang tawag ang kinder. Kinder 1, kinder 2. Ayan. So, ang pinag-uusapan natin kinder dito na completion ay yung 1-year curriculum na preparatory for grade 1. Meaning, kapag ang kinder na sinasabi nila ay hindi naman leading to grade 1, another kinder, hindi yon. So, sana malinaw tayo ron na kinder na pinag-uusapan ay 1-year preparatory education for grade 1. Okay. So required po siya sa lahat ng 5 years old. Kaya ang tanong lagi natin, ano yung cut-off ng 5 years old na yon. Okay. DO20 pa rin ang policy natin on that. DO20, 2018. Okay. Item A and C, doon ay sinasabi na sa private school, depende sa cut-off. Depende sa opening niya yung cut-off. Kung nag-open siya ng June, August. Kung nag-open siya ng July, September. Karamihan ng private school ngayon, nag-open ng August, October ang cut-off. Paano kung nag-open ng September? October pa din. Gandun lang po talaga yan. Hanggang October 31 lang, wala nang tawad. Yung public school, since sabay-sabay naman tayo mag-open ng September, October 31 pa rin yung cut-off. So wala tayong tatanggapin. Ibig sabihin, ng November 1. Kahit gaano pa kagaling yung learner, sasabihin nila, pero ang system kasi, hindi naman napapakiusapan yung system, di ba, no? Hanggang October 31 talaga yan. Pag umabot yan ng November 1, invalid na yan. Okay, so yun ang ating age cut-off. Ngayon, para maiwasan yung gumagawa ng mga workaround. Minsan, hindi nila ine-enroll muna sa kinder kapag underage. Itatago muna yan ng private school. Pero akala naman, makakalusot. Hindi yun nakakalusot kasi pagdating mo ng grade 1, mag-enroll yan sa system, edi hihingi yan ng LRA. Ng kaso, ang grade 1 ay division level approval na. So sa inyo na ngayon to mga planning officer ang baksak. Kaya kapag hindi natin nabantayan yung age cutoff na yan, pag di natin nabantayan yung age cutoff na yan, pagdating ng following year, kayong mga planning officer, ay mamamroblema. Mamamroblema, no? Pagka hindi natin nabantayan yung cutoff. So, gagawin natin lahat ng, i-reiterate natin yung DO3 2018, lahat ng learners. No? Bigyan natin to ng emphasis sa ating mga orientation, lahat ng learners sa kinder, at lahat ng grade level, i-enroll natin. Yung mga nagtatago ng kanilang enrollment na underage kinder, pagka na-detect niyo yan at nakita rin natin sa system pag na-grade 1 sila, ilagay na i-report natin sa ating mga SDS for appropriate action kasi it's a violation of the policy, particularly DepEd Order 3 2018 Section 6, no, unang-unang paragraph. Bawat learner dapat i-enroll on that particular school year. Okay, ang isa pa na karaniwan na na-encounter natin ay yung mga special cases. By the way, doon sa kinder enrollment kanina, no. So kapag hindi talaga pasok doon sa age cutoff, wag nang bigyan ng MLESF, wag nang palistahin kasi mag-aano lang di ba? False hope lang, tapos di naman makaka-enroll. So wag nang bigyan ng MLESF pagka hindi na talaga pasok yung age cutoff. So special cases, marami rin tayo nito na papansin ngayon. So, kapag galing abroad, so basically, syempre, tingnan mo na yung transcript of records. Kung hindi maintindihan, baka Korean yan, o di pa-translate. Pagka na-translate na, sinong magde-decide kung anong grade level, o di o 26/1994, yung school level muna. Pag-uusapan muna ng committee niyan kung kakayanin ba ng learner na ito from abroad, yung curriculum natin dito sa Philippine Basic Education Setup. So, di-decide yan ng school level. And then kung okay na sa kanila, magpapadala ito na mag-enroll ito, i-issue ng LRN, so makakantanggap kayo sa division office ng letter o kaya assessment result from school. At tapos, yung mga pertinent document, i-attach sila. Then, yun yung basis niyo to issue a LRN for this learner galing abroad. Pero, ang Philippine School Abroad, PSA, parang 2 years ago na, ay meron na yung LIS sila, may access na sila ron abroad. No? Kaya ang LIS natin, nakakarating na ng abroad. So, may mga learner na dyan. Kung minsan, pagka galing yan school abroad, makikita nyo na yan sa system. No? May LRN na sila. Pero just in case na wala, pwede itong issuehan ng LRN ng receiving school. Paano kung ang learner dumating ng mid of school year? Okay, tapos na yung second quarter. PEPT na po yun. Ayun doon sa policy, mag-PEPT sila. Okay, yan lang yung iba, mga special cases. Ito pa, yung galing sa hindi accredited na school, tapos pumunta sa school natin, public school kaya, di ba? Anong kailangan? No? Usually, nung wala pang pandemic, ay PPT yan. PPT. Pero ngayon na may pandemic, suspended yung examination for PPT, yung mga placement exam, PBT. So nagkaroon ng joint memo noong 2021 para sa school year na yon, April 23. Nagkaroon ng joint memo na kung sila ay naka-enroll na sa ating mga school at pumasa naman na sila sa grade level na yon doon sa kanilang performance sa school, okay na yon, no? Kahit wala na silang PEPT, mawi-waive na yung PEPT requirement. They can be issued LRN kung wala pa silang LRN, and then they also acknowledge yung enrollment nila kung other grade level. So hindi lang kinder, although ang title kasi ng policy na yun ay issuance of LRN from school. So ang unang consideration kasi rito yung mga wala pang LRN. Pero as you go by to the details of the policy, ang implication niyan, all grade level na affected ng suspension ng PEPT. Same case with the ANE, supposed to be magte-take ng ANE sa ALS, elementary and junior high school. So suspended pa rin ang mga assessment natin. So again, joint memo uli ang ginawa rito ng Office of USECDADS and ASEC-AMBAT para i-replace for the meantime yung requirement for ANE. Palitan ito noong portfolio assessment result. Okay, so ito na yung gagamitin muna. Sa ngayon, wala pa rin tayong ANE. Okay. So portfolio assessment, siguro naka-receive na kayo nito, mga planning officer. So ngayon ito meron na itong certificate number, yung mga portfolio assessment. So kung nire-require ng system yung certificate number, so meron na kayong reference on that. Okay. Yun ang para sa ALS. Displaced learner, kung meron nito, like yung mga nasa armed conflict o iba pa, so meron tayong substitute ng mga document kung nawala yung kanilang mga document due to the force majeure o ano pang mga pangyayari. Form 18 dati o yung SF5 pwede itong gamitin as substitute doon sa requirement. So ito paulit-ulit na rin na nabanggit sa atin ni Director Roger kanina, yung next slide about the submission of PSA. Sana mabawasan na, no? Minsan ng school talaga, kahit nasabihan mo na ng ganito, na wag nang maghanap masyado ng, kung talagang walang-wala yung PSA birth certificate, yan naman na hindi mag-aasawa, hindi naman yan kukuha ng trabaho o lisensya, mag-aaral lang yan. Eh, wag nang pilitin, no? Kasi sa panahon niya, mahirap talaga. Mahirap talaga. Pwede naman na yung birth certificate ng local registry, o kaya baptismal, o kaya barangay certificate. Pwede na po yan. Na, kasi ang purpose lang naman yan ay establish identity. Tapos pagka na-secure na yon, balikan natin yung sinabi ng Director Roger kanina, wag niya na nating hingan uli yan kapag sa following school year. Liban na kung nagbago na yung tatay niya, kung meron ng notation yan. Yeah? Okay. So yun lang. Pero other than that, wag na. Kung ano na yun na nakatat doon sa Form 137 or SF10. Gusto nating reiterate yung requirements na yon, na sa mga school kapag nag-transmit sila ng document SF10 o Form 137, do not detach the birth certificate o equivalent document. Wag na lang i-detach yon, kasi ang tendency pagdating doon sa panibagong school, hihingi na naman panibagong requirements doon sa parent, 'di ba? Kung gusto ng kopya ng originating school, mag-retain siya ng copy, maaaring magpa-duplicate siya, no? But do not detach the attachment or the attached document doon sa Form 137 or SF10. Okay, documentary requirement, transfer of credential, na-mention ni Sir Ariel kanina, bigyan lang natin ng konting detalye. Available lang ito sa mga grade 6 at grade 10 completer. No? Ito lang. At pagkatapos, dapat yung laman noong mga document na yan na scan or kaya ay electronic format, dapat kumpleto. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, final rating, and then grade by learning area. So, wag na shortcutin. Wag yung iba, dulo lang ang nilalagyan, di ba? Dulo lang. Pagka may ganon, ang balikan natin yung policy ng DOPPA 2017, ikaw lang attention ng school kasi pagka hindi, gagawin nila yan. Kagaya ng nangyari sa 4137, makakasanayan. Okay. Hayaan nating mapil ng school na iba itong SF10. Itong SF10 ay standardized. At ito ay talagang permanent record ng mga learner. So, dapat duly signed by the school head. Okay? Tapos, yung advisor. At kapag nag-email, huwag gamitin yung personal email. Ang gagamitin dito ay official email ng school. So, anong format niyan? schoolid.deped.ps. Diba? Yun ang format nito. So, huwag yung mga email na balik-baliktad yung pangalan natin. Personal email. Dapat ay official. And take note also for the kinder. Kung sakaling yung kinder ay lilipat siya ng ibang school, so po pwede na yung kanyang ipapadala ay scan image o scan copy noong certificate and other credential doon sa school na yon. The same way with the ALS learner na pumasa sa portfolio assessment, po pwede na yung electronic copy or scan copy ng kanilang assessment report with the pertinent document, so instead of going out. Alam niyo, malaking bagay itong provision ito na bago sa 2020, 21, 2021, 22, 21, 22 school year, no? Malaking bagay ito kasi we estimated about 3 to 4 million na mga transactions. So, ang masisave natin, could you imagine that, no? Ganun kadami. Makakatipid tayo sa kuryo, makakatipid tayo, makakaiwas tayo ron sa physical transactions going to the courier, kung gagamitin. But again, this is an option, ha? Okay, hindi ito rule sa lahat kasi there are school na mas practical pa rin sa kanila yung hard copy. Halimbawa, magkapit-bahay lang ng school o magkatapat lang. Huwag nyo nang i-require na email pa. Oo, kasi katapat lang yung elementary sa kayong high school. Kung ano yung mas practical. Kaya nga ang policy sabi rito, option to. Ang purpose para mas maging convenient, maging practical, maging safe, at mas makakatipid tayo doon sa mga mailing. So ito yung dahilan kung bakit may itong bagong provision yung enrollment policy ng 2021-2022. Okay, so nakita na rin natin yung submission ng document. Sa next slide, nakita natin na ito hanggang December po pwede siya. Pero kung email yan, kung yung grade level na pinag-usapan natin, ang involved, huwag na kayo magantay ng December. Sabihin niyo sa mga school, huwag na magantay. Kasi email na nga yun eh. Di ba, no? Email na yun. So, huwag na natin hintayin pa yung dulo. Kung po pwede na padala ka agad, padala na kaagad. No? So, applicable yan sa lahat ng public and private. At, ibig sabihin, mga private school, huwag nyo na pong pipilitin yung ating mga public na magpadala ng hard copy. Kasi may DepEd order na po na sinasabing pwede na yung scan copy doon sa particular grade level. Okay. Now, isang isa pa na gusto natin bigyan ng emphasis, no? Ay itong temporarily enrolled. Okay? Na-encounter niyo na ba ito? O meron ba kayong ganitong mga kaso sa school ninyo na nagiging problema tuloy, hindi kayo makapag-finalize? Okay, pag-usapan natin to at yung solusyon. Pero bago yon, pag-usapan natin kung bakit nagkaroon tayo ng ganyang status ng temporary enrollment. Okay, kasi nung mga nakaraang taon, wala naman tayong ganito. Okay, meron dalawang kaligan or basis yung temporary enroll. Dalawang policy na kinakailangan nating i-balance, timbang-timbangin. Ang unang policy, at alam natin lahat to, no, tayo sa DepEd, alam natin yung batas na yan ng RA 9155, RA 10533, tungkol ito sa mandate ng DepEd. Bakit tayo naririto? And that is to provide access to all Filipino children for a free and compulsory basic education. So ayan ang ating mandate. Kahit pagbalik-balik na rin man yan, balik at babalik tayo sa ating mandato, bakit ba merong DepEd para magbigay ng edukasyon sa lahat. Take note of the word na ginamit ng Constitution dito sa part na ito, no? Sa lahat, all Filipino children may ng free at walang bayad. Okay. So yun yung ginamit yan. Pangalawa, ang isa pang policy pag-uusapan natin ay yung atin namang commitment sa private school. So, meron tayong commitment sa kanila eh. Okay, ang commitment natin sa private school ay since na partner natin sila, kinakailangan nating tingnan din yung kanilang interest. Opo, tingnan din natin yung kanilang interest kasi kapag nalugi ang mga private school, malaking epekto 'yan sa atin sa public sector sa atin. There are many areas na itong private school nga kung minsan wala tayong public school sa areang iyon, pero nandun sila. So could you imagine that, no? There are about 1,000 barangays siya nung the last time the Director Roger asked to conduct inventory. Parang ganun kadami, no, na walang public school pero may private. Oh. Kaya ang laki talaga ng pasasalamat natin sa ating mga private school being our partner. That's why DepEd Order 88 provide a strategy or kaya ay norm kapag may utang yung mga bata. Ina-allowed yun ng DepEd Order 88 na i-hold yung kanilang mga document. Okay, so paano ngayon to, di ba? Paano natin mababalance yan, yung ating obligasyon sa konstitusyon, yung ating mandate, tapos yung ating namang responsibilidad sa ating partner na private school. Okay. Una, tingnan natin yung sinasabi ng Constitution. So, pansinin nyo dyan na yung education na sinasabi rito ay basic education. So, anong context ng basic education? K to 12. Okay. So, sabi, obligado kayo na magbigay ng edukasyong libre sa K to 12. Ayan, kung ita-translate natin yung sinasabi ng policy yan. Sino-sinong bibigyan natin? All Filipino children. Kasama ba dyan yung may utang? Siyempre, all. Hindi naman nawawala pagka-Pilipino niya kapag may utang, di ba? Pilipino pa rin yun kahit merong utang. Kaya sinasabi nito na lahat, may utang man yan or wala, bigyan natin. Huwag natin tigilan, huwag natin isarado ang ating mga school sa ganitong mga bata. Kasi sila talaga yung target ng batas na ito. Okay. Pagdating doon sa partnership natin sa private school, sinasabi naman ng DO88, okay, yung mga batang may mga utang sa inyo, sa private school, sabi ng DepEd, pwede nyo na yung i-hold yung kanilang document hanggat hindi sila nakakabayad. Kasi, paano nila nga kayo mababayaran, di ba? No? Oo, paano naman kayo kung hindi nyo gagawin yan? So, dapat merong cuts na mabayaran sana ninyo kayo ng mga batang, ng mga magulang na ito. So allowed yan mula sa ating DO88. Allowed yan na magkaroon ng na tayo ay Okay, so allowed yon na i-hold yung mga document, no? Okay, kaya we have to understand our partner na private school. Pag hindi nila ginawa yan, baka nga maubos yung mga bata nila. So, hindi mag-i-issue ng document ang mga private school. They have the option na huwag mag-issue ng document. Ngayon, ang tanong natin, dandiyan pa rin tayo sa DO88, no? Kapag ang learner ay may utang, pwede ba siyang lumipat sa kabilang school para ipagpatuloy yung pag-aaral niya? Example, no? Halimbawa, lumipat siya sa kabilang school. So, sinasagot din niya ng policy ng private school. Alam nila dapat ito, no? Section 129. Okay, pwede yon. Depende yan sa private school na concern kung okay lang sa kanya. Ang importante kasi diyan sa provision na yan ng 129 ng DO88. Ang importante kasi diyan makikita ninyo yung edukasyon ng bata, di ba? Napansin niyo ba 'yon? Na ang private school meron din talaga silang ganong feeling sa mga estudyante nila above their business interest. Sana makapagpatuloy pa rin sila ng pag-aaral. That's why nagkaroon na ang provisional enrollment. So bago pa natin i-adapt sa public yung temporary enrollment, it's almost a decade na o halos 10 taon na merong ito sa private school. Kaya sana naiintindihan ito ng private school na sa kanila nga merong provisional enrollment na lumipat yung bata na may utang sa kabilang school at pwede yon. No, ina-allowed yon. Provided na hindi niya madadala yung kanyang mga credential. Basta learning lang. Okay. So, ayan yung policy ng private school. Now, balik tayo sa public. Okay. So, tinimbang na natin yung dalawang polisiyang yan, no? Constitutional mandate, tapos yung obligasyon natin sa ating mga kapatner na private school. Ngayon, dumating na ngayon itong policy ng DO3. Ito na yung resulta ng pagbabalance natin ng dalawang polisiyang iyon. Ang DO3, inadapt niya yung constitutional mandate natin. Wala naman tayong choice, di ba? Wala tayong option kung hindi ipatupad yon. Kaya tatanggapin natin yung mga bata in the condition of temporarily enrolled. Temporarily enrolled yung mga batang ito na walang dokumento. At we expect na hindi sasama ang loob ng ating kasama sa private school. Kasi nga, sa kanila nga, merong ganon, di ba? So, lalo yan sa public school. Tinatanggap natin yung mga bata na temporarily enrolled. Pero may condition. Ang condition natin, pipirma sila sa affidavit of undertaking. Okay, ano ba itong affidavit of undertaking? So ito ay parang nagwe-waive siya. Actually nagwe-waive siya doon sa mga dapat ay gusto niyang i-demand o kaya ay nakalagay doon kung ano yung mga condition na magkakaroon sila being a temporarily enrolled. Example, doon sinabi na ang makukuha niya lang ay temporary progress report card. So ibig sabihin, kapag ka, sa next slide tayo, no? Kapag ka ikaw ay temporary enrolled, wala kang progress report card. Ayan, dapat alam nila yon. Itong progress report card na ito, na temporary, annex 4 ito ng policy. Ito ay hindi siya legal document na po pwedeng gamitin pang transfer. It's just a tool. It just a report kung ano yung performance ng bata sa school na yon at i-communicate sa kanyang mga magulang. Ayun lang to. Po, hindi to admissible for transfer. In a way, itong progress report card na ito, kapag ka ito natatanggap ng magulang, sa totoo lang, nare-remind siya na may utang pa sila sa private school. O kita niyo na nga, no, private school in a way, tinutulungan namin kayong i-remind sa mga magulang na ang utang nila by issuing a temporary progress report card. Okay, so wala silang makukuhang ibang dokumento. Lalong wala silang makukuhang SF10, SF9, certificate o kaya diploma, wala silang makukuha ng being a temporarily enrolled. Ang isa pa, hindi rin sila mare-recognize kapag kasi sila ay citation for honor o awards, hindi nila makukuha yun kapag temporarily enrolled. Bakit? Kasi mga privileges yun. Hindi na yung kasama dun sa rights na pinag-uusapan natin. Ang rights lang nila ay yung pagkuha ng quality education. Pagdating sa ganitong mga awards, lalo na may mga certificates, may mga condition yan. May mga conditions yan. Kaya ito yung itsura sa next slide noong affidavit of undertaking. Napansin nyo ba yung paragraph 2 o yung item number 2? Since na wala tayong pinangahawakang document, so only the word of the parent yung ating magagamit. Kung anong grade level na natapos yung bata o na-complete. Yan. So, dapat silang pumirma dyan. Para kung nagkaroon man ng misrepresentation, labas tayo. Hindi nila tayo po pwedeng pilitin o kaya singilin doon sa ganong mga transaction kasi kung meron silang misrepresentation. Kaya napaka-importante nitong affidavit of undertaking. Ginagawa ito day 1 pa lang sa pagkaalam na wala talaga silang pambayad, hindi makuha. Ayan. Papirmahin natin sila nito. Kasi kung later pa, baka mas mahirap na silang papirmahin. Kaya i-educate natin ang ating mga private school, ang ating mga public school tungkol sa mga instruction na ito. Napansin din ninyo na nandyan yung sa second page ng affidavit of undertaking, nandyan din yung mga conditions na pinag-usapan natin kanina. Dapat aware talaga yung mga parent. In this way, itong affidavit of undertaking, it's evidence na talagang hindi natin tinotolerate kung meron man silang intention na totally 1, 2, 3 yung utang nila ron, di ba, takasan. Hindi itinotolerate yun ng DepEd. That's why we have this affidavit of undertaking. Opo. Kaya yun yung paraan natin sa ating mga kasama sa private school para ma-feel nila na tayo ay kapartner talaga nila. Kapartner nila talaga tayo. At interested din tayo doon sa kanilang business interest. Kasi kung nawala nga naman yung kanilang negosyo, di maraming mawawalan ng trabaho, di ba? Maraming maapektuhan. So at the end, no, ng being a temporarily enrolled, kita natin na pwede talaga, talagang tayo sa public school, wala tayong option kundi tanggapin talaga itong mga learners ito kasi malinaw yan na nakasulat sa saligang batas, di ba? Pagkatapos, pantay-pantay, quality education ang dapat nating ibigay sa kanila, walang discrimination. Pero napansin niyo yung bullet sa ibaba, free nga yung education. Pero yung documentation, lahat yung pag-i-issue ng mga public document, hindi iyan free. Hindi iyan free for legal suit. Pwede tayong makasuhan diyan kapag hindi natin sinunod yung tamang proseso ng pag-i-issue ng public document. Ang una-una diyan, dapat meron kang evidence. Wala kang hawak na previous record. So ano ngayon ang basis mo to issue a document kung wala tayong basis sa previous academic achievement ng learner? That's why hindi tayo pipirma o gagawa ng anumang public document para sa ating mga learners na temporarily enrolled. Okay. At ang beauty, no, ang kagandahan nitong policy ito, pag kasi tuloy-tuloy siyang nakapag-aral, nakakuha siya ng knowledge, ng skills, di ba? So ma-appreciate niya 'yon. Pagka meron na siyang pambayad sa kanyang utang, pwede na ngayon niyang bayaran 'yon, di ba? Anytime pwedeng gawin yung balikan yung mga document. No? Anytime pwede yung balikan, gumawa ng mga document, i-issue yung mga certificate. Pero hindi iyan pwedeng magawa sa lost opportunity. Hindi mo na pwedeng balikan yan. Kaya nga sabi, nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. Kaya yung opportunity makapag-aral, yung kanyang interest, hanggat nandyan, talagang gusto natin na masatisfied yon through our public school system. So, totoo ito, no? Kapag educate natin yung isang bata, mas magiging productive sila. Kung merong isang kaso, di ba? Wala siyang credential, grade 10. Wala siyang credential kasi nga naka-hold sa private school. Pero tinanggap ng senior high school, tinuruan, nag-TBL, marunong na mag-welding. Pagdating niya ng grade 12, nag-project o kumita, nakabayad siya ron sa utang niya sa private school. Nakuha niya yung kaniyang document. Pagdating ng graduation, kasama na siya. Paano kung tinanggihan yon? Tinanggihan niya noong public school sa senior high school. Meron kayang ganong nakuhang skills o kaya knowledge, education yung learner, di ba? For sure, ayaw naman nating na mapigil yung kanyang education. That's why we have this policy on the temporarily enrolled. Okay. Paano ngayon malalaman na ang batang ito ay temporarily enrolled? Okay. Siguro nagkaroon na ng interest yung ating kasama sa private school. Ganun pala. No, kaya dapat itong mga learner gawing talaga siyang temporarily enrolled para sila malaman nila, ma-remind sa kanila, may utang pa sila sa amin. Siguro naisip na yan ng mga private school, no, once we explain this. Okay, so paano ngayon malalaman na ito ay temporarily enrolled at may utang? Diyan pumapasok yung system, yung LIS. Kapag sa tagging ay ng transfer ng mga temporarily enrolled na ito, ay naglagay sila ng with unsettled account under the confirmation button, matatag ngayon as temporary enrolled itong mga learner na ito. So ano mangyayari kapag sila ay temporary enrolled? So ma-apply yung mga pinag-usapan nating provision. Papipirmahin sila ng affidavit of undertaking kasi yung receiving school, malalaman ng receiving school, ito pala ay may utang. Di ba? No? Hindi natin sinasabi na baka hindi sabihin nyo ng bata o ng parent. Okay, sinasabi lang natin dito na walang way para itago ng party kung sila man may utang or wala. No? Nasa system yun . Kaya importante yan, no, na maglagay ang mga private school ng with unsettled account. Ito yung trigger para ang status ng learner throughout the system ay maging temporary enrolled. Kaya wag niyo pong kalilimutan na maglagay ng trigger by clicking the unsettled account. So anong benefits niyo kapag meron kayong ganitong tagging sa inyong mga learner na may utang sa inyo? Yung receiving school, alam nila. Tapos kayo naman na originating school, kahit saan magpunta yung mga bata, nag-enroll sa isang school, lumipat sa kabila, lumipat ulit sa kabila, makikita nyo pa rin. Oo. Kaya meron kayo ngayong way para ma-monitor tong mga batang may utang sa inyo. Hindi kagaya dati. Di ba, no? Basta na lang nawawala. Nagugulat kayo, nakagraduate na, wala kayong kalam-alam. Pero by clicking the unsettled account, automatic yan. Kahit saan magpunta yan, kahit pumunta pa yan sa Philippine School Abroad, makikita ninyo na may utang. Kung nasaan sila. Okay. Kasi nga, natatrack sila ron sa system. So, yun ang mga pakinabang. At syempre, nandun pa rin tayo sa sentro ng benefit, which is the learner. Yung learner, meron na siyang completed updated enrollment history. Kaya, sana, mas na-appreciate ito ng ating mga kasama sa private school, no? Mga planning officers, no? Ating mga participants ngayon. Pagtsagaan lang natin extend yung tungkol dito sa temporarily enrolled. Okay. Karugtong ng pinag-uusapan nating temporary enrolled, yung tracking. Okay. Ang tracking, yung pagka-transfer ng mga learners in and out, ito ay isa sa mga main feature ng LIS. At hindi lang ito basta tracking, meron itong mga policy na nag-guide sa kanila, DO 54-2016. Ayan, may policy yan. At meron din tayong system policy, DO 14-2016. May magsasabi, example, baka mapil ng private school. Hindi naman kami part ng DO 54 kasi pang-public yan. Okay, pero ang DO 14 sinasabi na lahat ng mga user ng LIS, okay, ay kinakailangang sumunod sa policy ng LIS or else, magkakaproblema tayo, no? So kahit meron kayong sariling school policies sa ating mga private school, okay, ang magpe-prevail pa rin ay LIS policy. Kasi hindi naman sa inyo yung LIS, di ba? Hindi naman sa atin to. Ito ay pag-aari ng DepEd. Kaya kung paano dapat gamitin yung LIS, DepEd ang masusunod. At DepEd Order 14-2016 nagbigay ng guidelines. Para lang kayong bumili ng appliances, di ba? Merong manual yung appliances. O sinong masusunod? Kayo ba o yung manual? Siyempre, para magamit ninyo ng tama ang system, DepEd Order ang susundin natin. No? So, ayan ang mga guidelines sa pagdating sa tracking. Pero ano nga ba ang benefits ng tracking? Nakikita natin yung movement ng mga bata. Balikan natin ang private school. Hindi ba napakaganda ngayon na nakikita ninyo kung saan na yung may utang sa inyo? Hindi ito yung intensyon ng system. Totoo lang hindi ito yung intensyon ng system para mas madali kayong makapaningil. Ang intensyon ng system ay i-monitor yung mga bata kung nasaan sila para makagawa tayo ng mga pag-aaral o kaya ay ma-maintain yung kanilang enrollment history, no, maingatan natin at makagawa tayo ng analysis at iba pa mga pakinabang. Pero on top of that, at ito hindi na may intention ng system, nakinabang ang maraming private school na singilin ang mga utang sa kanila sa pamamagitan ng tracking. Unintended yan pero in reality, very useful. Okay. So makikita nyo dyan yung mga movements na yan and even Philippine School Abroad. So lipat tayo rito sa pangatlong slide ng migration of learners sa slide na ito sa susunod. And one sector, dito maganda ito, mapag-aas sa susunod pa na slide. Makikita natin dito sa transfer yung mga geographical migration, di ba? Sectoral migration, kagaya ngayon ng panahon ng pandemic, meron tayong datos na ang ilan ng mga learners na lumipat from private, lumipat tungo sa public, at pwede nating i-correlate ito sa economic effect ng pandemic. Diba? At meron ding mga learner na from public, lumipat ng private. Diba? Parang meron ding may nag-gain din, di ba? Pero tingnan natin ang kagandahan niyan, yung mga ganong migration, nakikita natin sa system at very useful ito, lalo sa mga kasamahan natin sa research, no? Magagandang mga datos ito. At syempre, yung enrollment history, isa ito sa pwedeng gamiting measure to validate authenticity ng learner's enrollment claim. Opo, sa panahon ngayon, ang dami nang magaling gumawa ng dokumento. Diba? Nabasa nyo ba yun sa social media? Nakagraduate daw ng isang university, hindi naman pala totoo. Pero kung meron ka ganitong enrollment history sa LIS, okay, medyo mahirap gawin yun, kasi merong enrollment history. And even nung panahon ng calamity, like the Yolanda, Marawi Siege, na naging ground zero, yung mga records, ng mga paper records, hard copy record, nasira. But still, tuloy-tuloy ang operasyon, maski yung mga bata, hindi sila nawalan ng mga informasyon or data kasi naka-store sa database, sa LIS, yung mga informasyon na yon, ano. Ang laking bagay, di ba, na meron tayo LIS na tracking na nakakatulong sa marami. And even yung pagtatrabaho nga ninyo, yung pagtatrabaho ng mga teacher na paulit-ulit, learner's profile, kagaya noong Form 1 dati, naalala niyo po yun, no? Yung Form 1, susulat mo sa isang form, lilipat mo sa kabilang form, o dalawang form pa nga yan eh. Isang pambisita, sa isang pang araw-araw. Pero ngayon wala na yun, no? Dahil yan sa sharing ng tracking system, no? Yung sharing ng information. Now, yung tracking ay hindi ito basta meron na lang itong tracking. Meron itong tinatawag na responsibilidad o pananagutan. Okay, anong pananagutan? Yung school 2, siya yung mag-i-initiate ng tracking. Opo, kasi lumipat sa kanya yung bata. So, kinakailangan niyang i-enroll kagad. Kapag in-enroll niya kagad yung bata, itong learner naman, yung originating school, makikita. Okay, na yung bata ay nasa school 2 na. So, meron ngayong obligasyon yung originating school na mag-confirm sa mag-decline. Okay, napipil ko po ang mga hugot ninyo, no, ating mga planning officers diyan sa field, no. Ang tagal mag-confirm, di ba? Oo, parang nililigawan, ayaw sumagot, oo, hindi. Tulungan natin sila, no? Paano kaya ang pinakamagandang paraan? So explain natin sa kanila ano ba yung mga reason to decline. Bakit kuminsan ang tagal nilang magpasya? Okay. Ang reason to decline ay yung bata nasa kanila pa. So huwag kayong papayag. Pagka ang learner ay nasa inyo pa, tapos kinukuha ng kabilang school, mag-decline kayo. Yun ang unang-unang reason to decline. Kasi kapag pinayagan nyo yung mawala sa inyo, laking problema niya. Nagkamali na nga yung receiving school eh. Tapos nagkamali ka pa rin. Di pipila ka sa ticket. Kaya kinakailangan bago mag-decline o bago mag-confirm ng enrollment, tingnan muna kung tama ba yun. Kapag nakita ninyong maling bata yung ine-enroll, i-decline ninyo. No? I-decline. Pangalawa, mag-decline kapag kayong bata ay nasa ibang school at wala ron sa school na nagre-request. No? Most probably, mistaken identity yun. At pangatlo, kapag ka-decision bata, huwag na kayong papayag na i-transfer pa. Decline nyo na po. Decline. So, yan yung reason to decline. Siguro naisip niyo, nasaan na dyan yung may utang? Ito na naman tayo, balik ulit tayo private school. Nasaan dyan yung may utang? Bakit sana meron yan decline? Okay. So, next slide tayo. Kapag ka nagko-confirm tayo ng transfer, okay, ang kino-confirm natin ay physical transfer. Okay. Ang sinasabi lang natin dito, sinasabi lang ng tracking, nasaan na ba yung bata? Para lang itong Lazada o kaya ay Shopee. O siguro familiar kayong lahat doon, di ba? Ang Shopee at ang Lazada, tinatrack lang niya, o ang LBC, itatrack lang niya kung nasaan napunta na yung dokumento mo. Ngayon, kung yan may bayad or wala, nasa usapan nyo na yan. Ang importante, matrace ninyo kung nasaan yung dokumento o yung inyong parcel o yung inyong produkto. So, ganyan ditong tracking. Physical transfer lang ito. Lumipat lang ng isang school patungo sa kabilang school. Kaya ngayon, tanong natin sa decline, it's always asking for the physical presence of the learner in your school. O, physical presence lang ang tinatanong. Kaya ganito rin ito, no? Pagka lumipat yung bata at wala talaga sa inyo, i-confirm ninyo. I-confirm kasi physical transfer lang yan. Now, ano ngayon yung mga challenges natin? Lalo ngayong end of school year. Okay. Unang-una, ang transfer facility ay nag-accommodate ng more or less mga 6 million na mga transaction annual. Could you imagine that? Kasi malaking bahagi na dyan yung mga grade 6, grade 10, mga lumilipat, no? So, tapos yung mga in-between grade level. So, ganyan karami. Kaya kung minsan may mga issue eh. Pero ganyan karami ang ina-accommodate ng system. Pero ang problema ito, sa field, may mga schools tayo, hindi naman lahat. Siguro konti lang sila. No? Konti lang sila. Mga 22,000 ito nung nakaraang last month, no? Mga 22,000. Okay. Ang ayaw agad-agad mag-enroll ng mga dumating sa kanilang learner. Ayaw agad nilang i-enroll. Bakit? Gusto mo na nilang subaybayan kasi ito'y transfer eh. Baka mamaya mag-drop out. Naku, sino kaya nagbigay ng ganong instruction, ano? Oo. Huwag niyo munang i-enroll kasi baka mamaya mag-drop out yan eh. mayayari yung school natin. Ayan. So anong nangyari? Pa-waiting muna, antay-antay. Ngayon na end of school year na supposed to be ngayong end of school year ay napakadali na sana natin kasi maglalagay lang tayo ng promoted retained. Ngayon pa lang nag-e-enroll. 'Di ba? Ngayon pa lang nag-e-enroll tapos sila pa yung nagde-demand na habaan niyo yung extension. O hindi kami maka-access kasi ngayon pa lang nag-e-enroll. O so anong nangyayari pagka ganon? Yun, ako meron ng ibang nagsasalita. Matatapos na po ako, wag po kayo mag-alala. Ayan, paki-silent ko na ng mic. Ayan, salamat. Ako, silent na. Malapit na rin po ako matapos. Last slide na po
Muting
ito.
na po. Yes po, muting na po, Sir Jonas.
Okay.
Sorry po. Ayan. You may go
Thank
ahead
you.
po.
Thank you. Okay. So, as a result po, kawawa yung originating school. Di po ba? Kung kayo po yung originating school, gusto niyo po ba yon? Naghihintay-hintay kayo ng na i-enroll tapos ayaw pang enroll, di ba? O kaya i-enroll niyo na po kaagad. Huwag po yung maniwala doon sa nagbibigay ng instruction na bantay-bantay muna. Malinaw po ang policy natin, DepEd Order number 3 2018. Enroll kaagad once na dumating ang bata. Pangalawa, may mga private school na ginagawa, sorry for the word pero narinig ko lang po 'yon. Ginagawa raw pong pang hostage. Ayaw daw po ninyong i-confirm hangga't hindi pa raw po nakakabayad. Okay, na hostage po, nagagamit po yung LIS sa pangsingil. So hindi po 'yun allowed. Opo, ang policy lang po, DepEd Order 88. Doon lang po. Pwede niyo pong i-hold yung dokumento, pero hindi niyo po pwedeng i-hold yung confirm button kasi tracking po 'yan eh. Kapag po hindi po ninyo 'yan kinonfirm, rest assured po, sigurado po 'yon. Next year hindi niyo makikita kung nasaan na yung learner, lalong wala na, mababawasan yung chance ninyong maningil kasi hindi niyo na po siya makikita pero pwedeng mag-aral 'yon kasi yun po yung mandate namin. Pwede siyang tanggapin doon sa ibang mga public school but sad to say hindi niyo na siya masusundan. Ayun po ang magiging disadvantage. Kaya sana po i-review po ninyo ito at meron po tayong provision sa bagong DepEd order na kapag po na-encounter ninyo paulit-ulit yung private school na ganito, ayan, ginagamit na pang hostage yung confirm button, i-report daw po ito sa school division superintendent. Ayan, i-report po sila. Okay, so yan lang po ang mga policy na applicable during the panahon ng pandemic na applicable pa rin. So may mga adjusted din po tayo. Maraming salamat. Pasensya na po kayo sa lumagpas tayo ng oras. Thank you.
Alright, thank you po Sir Jonas for that very comprehensive presentation. And again, marami pong salamat sa lahat ng ating presenters for discussing the necessary information we need to know for the upcoming enrollment. And now we will proceed to our open forum. We will now open the floor for questions or clarification. So may I call on Ms. Darla Felizardo from the Office of the Director to facilitate the open forum and briefly discuss the norms for this part. Darla, you may now have the floor.
Thank you, Joanne. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Darla from the Office of the Director. And before we open the floor for questions, please be guided by the following norms. To ask your questions and clarifications, please click the raise hand button and wait to be acknowledged. Also, keep your microphone on mute when not speaking to avoid any unnecessary background noise. So, do we have anyone na naka-raise hands na po? Mukhang wala pa. Alright, meron na po si Sir Leo po. You may now take the microphone, sir.
How's my audio?
Rinig po, sir.
Sige. May mga clarification lang po siguro, mga 4 lang naman. First, yung enrollment natin will officially start sa next week, which is August 16, and it will end on September 13 or 12? 13. So after niyan, after ng timeline natin, pag may gusto pa mag-enroll, shall we still accept them? First question. Hello, Darl.
Darla, si
Sir
Director Roger
Jonas.
po ba ay present? Present po ba si Director Roger or si Mama Net? Okay, sige. Sir Leo, good afternoon po, Sir Leo.
Yes, okay na tayo bukas.
Apa. Okay. Subukan ko lang pong sagutin. Wala pa pong sagot sila Director Roger and Ma'am Manet. Balik po tayo sa policy ng DepEd Order 3 kasi ayun naman po yung sinasabi ng guidelines natin ngayon na in-affect pa rin yung DO3. So tatanggapin pa rin po natin kasi sa late enrollment ng DO3 is 20% noong school calendar. Dapat yung 80% dapat niya ma-attenan. So ibig sabihin yung 20% na yan kung meron tayong ilan ba 210 ba ang school ang calendar days natin ngayon. So divide natin yung first 20% na yan, yung first 40 days diyan. Pakinggan 40 days. Okay. Basta basta yung 20% ng calendar days. Yan, pwede pa. Pero pag lumapas na po ng 20%, sinasabi po na discretion po ito ng school head to decide on that.
Sige na, thank you. It's good na by this time, by this school year, meron na tayong online na unlike last year, talagang napaka sa amin trabaho sa ginagawa namin sa dito sa field, encoding ng data through Google Sheet. No, so it's good na ngayon bago
si Sir Deo, si Sir Deo, si Ariel, ang MSD.
Congratulations, Sir Deo, MSD. Planning service, no, so at least na mawala na yon sa amin, no, unlike last year every day parang kami hinahabol every day to submit ng so from the schools i-collect ng planning namin, pagkatapos after na-collect ng planning, consolidate, pagkatapos forward sa region, then region will forward that sa CO. So it's good na okay na ngayon yung system natin. Yung tanong ko lang, Nas, kasi yung mag-i-encode is yung yung system admin ng school. So from by grade level, so siguro may mag-consolidate niyan para i-submit sa system admin for encoding. So mayroon tayong template niya, Nas, para for consolidation nila manually bago i-encode sa system?
Yes sir, meron po. May tinatawag na summary matrix. Ibibigay po namin yan with Sir Deo this week po, itong weekend. Ida-download po yan. May template po yan, sir.
Sige, last na tanong is system, may system tayo. Alam na natin nangyayari kung minsan sa system. Although walang problema sa field kasi gustong-gusto talaga nilang ma-comply yung mga encoding, updating. So kung minsan ang hindrance diyan is may problema sa system. In case may problem sa system, so sinong pwede naming tawagan para ma-troubleshoot yung system?
Si Sir Deo po, tanungin natin si Sir Deo pagdating sa system, ayan po yung kanyang expertise. Sir Deo, patulong naman po kay Sir Leo.
Thank you. Sir Leo, good afternoon. Good afternoon,
Sir Leo.
In terms of technical problems, no, siguro inform lang kagad kami, no? And then siguro itong issue naman na to, tingin ko encoding sa school medyo hindi masyado yung issue dito eh. Maaring kasi school level lang siya, no? Hindi katulad talaga ng LIS, learner level tayo, learner base, kaya medyo maraming issue na lumalabas. Pero in this particular issue, tingin ko magiging maayos naman to at smooth lang to, parang quick count din natin nung nakaraang taon. Pero just in case magka-problema, inform kaagad kami at I will also refer it to our technical team para maayos kung grabe yung problema.
Sige, Sir Deo. Particularly, ikaw yung kontakin namin.
Yes, sir.
Sige, kasi ngayon ang dami pa naming issues sa ICTS na hindi pa na-resolve yung mga nakaticket namin. So separate to. So itong sa system, in case na may hindi namin sa ICTS, sa MSD namin padala. Sige, Sir Deo, thank you. Thank you, Nas.
Sir Leo, tingnan natin I will also consult the ICTS din dito, no? Pero kung technical issue talaga ito, talaga sa technical team mabagsak yung issue, no? Ang
Pero
sinasabi mo naman kanina, sir, yung marami tayong nakapending na ticket, talagang napakalaki po ng volume na pumasok sa ating help desk ngayon, no? Nagtataka din kami at gusto nga namin itong pag-aralan at tingnan na bakit at the end of the school year, dito bumuhos yung tinatawag nating issue on pending request, no? Sa mga ticket, no? Dapat yan medyo pa-subside na sana yung mga request diyan sa ticket. Pero at this point in time, patapos na tayo halos ng end of the school year, ay napakalaki pa rin ng volume na nakapending kasama yung mga nasa beginning of the school year issue, no? So yan ay lahat ng ipinasok po sa online ticket, even though wala silang response kasi nagkaroon po sila din ng nakakaranas sila ng technical glitch ngayon, no, na problem sa pagre-receive ng mga request. So, pero actually nare-receive po nila lahat ng ating request through online ticket, kaya lang sometimes hindi sila makapag-response, hindi makapag-reply, hindi makapag-ticket, pero hanggat nare-receive po nila yan ay continuous at ongoing po yung kanilang pagre-resolve ng mga resolution sa ating mga nakapending request sa help desk.
Sige, Sir Jonas. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Sir Leo, Sir Jonas, and Sir Deo. Next question po from Sir Carl Credo po. You may now unmute yourself po, sir.
Good afternoon po, Ma'am Darla. This is not a question, but we're also asking na lang po sana na kung pwede makahingi kami ng slides at yung recorded video kasi i-cascade po namin to sa mga planning coordinators namin.
Yes, sir. Mag-send out po kami ng copy ng presentation and then ng recording din po.
God bless.
Thank you, sir. Next question po from Sir Nenito Basaya po. You may now unmute yourself, sir. Sir Nenito. Mukhang wala pa po si Sir Nenito, so lipat po muna tayo kay Sir John Paul. Sir John Paul, you may now unmute yourself po.
Query ko po regarding sa ALS. Kasi po, we were asked to provide ng certificate number yung sa ALS. And I think it was mentioned earlier ni Sir Jonas. Ano po ba yung natin, yung procedure or protocol natin sa pagbibigay ng certificate number for the ALS? At saka another question. Ay, sige po.
Okay, sagutin po na Sir JP, ano? Dali
Yes,
lang
sir.
naman. Nag-issue ang office ni ASECAMBAT address sa mga mobile teachers on how to assign a certificate number using the convention of CLC number and school year yata yun, and then sequential. So ang ating mga ALS mobile teacher are all informed on how to assign and manage a certificate number. At nilagay din nila kung saang portion ng certificate nila ilalagay. Parang nandun yata mismo sa certificate, parang nasa ilalim ng pangalan ng learner. So
and that would be
inform naman po.
Sir, that would
mga
be
mobile teachers natin.
This coming school year 21-22 po siya applicable, Sir Jonas.
Opo. Hanggat wala pang ANE, for the meantime na wala pang ANE, so yung kanilang instruction na yon magpe-prevail unless na mag-issue sila ng bagong instruction.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, still in connection sa ALS, ang regarding sa pag-send ng email ng mga documents, kasi di ba sa school dapat yung school email account, official school. How about sa ALS, sir? I'm not sure kung merong official CLC email account yung sa mga ALS natin.
The official account is the individual official account. Ayun po. Kasi papadala nila ito sa official school account. Kasi sila yung originating tama ba yung ALS mobile teacher. So, ang gagamitin nila yung kanilang individual deped.gov.ph. Sino yung bale-balentong na mga email address Yung official nila.
Okay po. Sige sir, thank you po Sir Jonas.
Thank you po.
Thank you Sir Jonas and Sir John Paul. Next po si Ma'am Karine Tessa Dominguez po. Yes, ma'am, you may now unmute yourself.
My question is, since the BOSSI and its facilities are both open, we can truly expect that there will be a large influx of users of the LIS. So can we, this is more of a suggestion actually, can we suggest for a rescheduling of regions using the LIS? Kasi po, we always experience data or internal server error po pag ganito pong mga pagkakataon. Thank you po.
Sir Jonas, sa akin.
Kahit sino po siguro, Sir Deo.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you po.
Deo.
Okay, oo. Siguro with that, i-refer natin ito sa ating technical team, ano? At sa nakikita ko naman ngayon, ang nakabukas lang ngayon yung BOSI 2020, EOSY 2020 at saka ito ngayon, no? Itong bubuksan nating LESF. Siguro hindi pa naman kasi tayo magbo-BOSI LIS eh. So wala pa siyang BOSI LIS ng 21. Andun ang bulk at ang laki nung kinakaing bandwidth nito. Pero tingin ko ito naman LESF quick count is school level naman siya. So tingin ko parang magaang din. Pero we will consult, no, regarding that particular issue. Thank you po, Ma'am Tessa.
Okay, thank you po, Sir. Follow up po, isa pa po kung pwede. Ano po, Sir, ang assurance namin that all our requests na nasa ticketing po ay ma-actionan po before the closing of the EOSY for 2020-2021 po. Thank you po.
Actually, nag-meeting kami a week ago with the help desk team, no? At lahat ng mga tao doon, yung mga na-in charge, lahat yan, no? Binigay nila yung mga status. At ngayon nga ang plano nila, sabi ko kasi ang deadline namin is at the end of August, no? August 31 ang ano natin sa sa end of the school year, no? Kaya sabi nila, tatapusin nila lahat ng naka-pending issue na nakapila kasi nakapila, naka-queue raw lahat 'yan eh. So nakapila, iniisa-isa nila at ilan silang nagtatrabaho na mga bata, sabay-sabay nila nire-resolve yung mga issue, no? At yan ay pipili talagang gagawin nila, may assurance naman coming from them na tatapusin nila yan hanggang sa bago mag-closing itong ating facility. Sabi ko kasi, mas mahirap kung maraming naiwan sa inyong nakapending at magsasara na yung system natin, sabi ko. Kaya dapat before ng closing ng system, ng closure nito sa end of August, nasettle na lahat yung mga issue except for talagang very highly critical issue na yung problema. Yan po ang assurance na ibinigay sa atin ng ating partner from the ICTS, the help desk team.
Okay po, sir. Thank you so much po.
Thank you.
Miss Darla?
Yes.
Yes, I think we can proceed to our next. Yes.
Sorry, nakamute pala ako. Last two questions na po tayo. So let's start po with Ma'am Joanna. Ma'am Joanna, you may now ask your question.
Hello po, good afternoon po. Sa kay Sir Jonas po, tanong ko lang po, with regards po sa scatter image na document na pwede nang mapadala sa receiving school, ano pong DepEd order ito, and is this only applicable for this school year or the rest, nang forever na itong na-applicable for practical reason?
Thank you po, ma'am. The DepEd order will be issued soon, baka mamaya or bukas.
Okay.
Nakalagay po yan sa isang DepEd order. Now, kung ito po ay hanggang sa susunod na mga taon, tapusin muna natin itong taong ito and then we will decide on the next year.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Opo, sige po. Pero lalabas po yung DepEd order po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you po.
Thank you, Ma'am Joanna and Sir Jonas. Mukhang nawala na po yung isang nagtaas ng kamay. So I guess that's all po for our question and answer. And if you have any questions po, you may send an email doon po sa contact details na i-flash screen mamaya. So with that, I'd like to give the floor back to Ms. Joanne for the closing. Thank you.
Alright, thank you Darla, and mukhang okay na po tayo with our questions. So thank you everyone for your questions and clarifications, and thank you to our colleagues in MSD and ODIR for addressing them. And if you have any other questions after this orientation, as Darla has said po, we will flash the details later on. Now for our closing remarks, may I now call on Ms. Marietta Atienza, the Chief of MSD, and let's give her a virtual round of applause. Ma'am Manette, you may have the floor po.
Thank you, Joanne.
We know that time is enough, which you will be given enough time by tomorrow.
So, first of all, I would like to thank everyone for giving us your time, given the short notice na binigay namin. Since we are scheduled to have our BOSI this school year, so we have to deploy a data gathering for the quick counts. Alam nyo naman na every beginning of the school year, we are tasked to provide data to the management for their basis on policies and decision making. So kahit po medyo challenging ang sitwasyon natin ngayon because of the pandemic, we are really have to provide data to the management. So ito po yung ating mandate. Every year, kailangan po nating mag-provide ng support to the management. And we are thankful for all the support that we get from you. We cannot do this alone. We need the support from the field. And alam naman namin na kayo ang aming katuwang dyan sa baba. So I hope with this very quick orientation, we have imparted to you some information to guide you on the processes in the data gathering. Hopefully, this will be again a successful endeavor, and we also hope that we have clarified some of your questions and we answered all the clarifications that you have given. Rest assured that if you have other questions and clarifications, just send it to us and we'll try our best to address all those issues and concerns from the field. Again, marami pong salamat, and stay safe everyone in your own station. Magandang hapon po.
Maraming salamat po, Ma'am Manette, and that ends our program. We appreciate your participation in today's orientation, and just a final reminder, kindly fill out the evaluation form for this activity through the link shown on your screen. Next slide, please. Or you may type in tinyurl.com/enrollment-guidelines-eval form, and you will also be sending through email a link for the evaluation form, and this will be your basis for the certificates of participation. But reminder lang po para sa lahat, ang evaluation form po ay para po sa mga umattend po ng orientation natin ngayon. And yung